Hey everybody, it's SK again. So in the last episode, we took Castle Von Asshole McD here. Wait, is it actually called... Wait, is the castle actually called Medea? It's actually called Medea? That's hilarious. I did not even notice that. And this is Castle Estan. Okay, so now we know what those castles are there for. Cool. Good to know. Is this Castle Olvo? It totally is. Okay. So yeah, between the last episode and this one, I did a little bit of troop maintenance, a teeny tiny bit. I also had to spend about 5 or 10 minutes resetting some shit because apparently I started to get some herc jerk. So I'm guessing I have like about a 45-minute limit before I guess some bottlenecks start happening, even though I have literally everything unplugged. I don't know if it's just... I don't know. I don't understand why this issue persisted when... Oops, ouch. Why this issue persisted when it didn't in any previous configurations I had. I don't know if it's just like maybe there's like a fucking Wi-Fi connection or something that's interfering with the signal. I know it is an external capture card that is going through HDMI. That's also, excuse me, not through... Well, I mean, it is HDMI, but it's going through USB 3.0, so I don't know if that's causing the issue. I don't know, but at least I got about a good 45 minutes before the herc jerk starts to happen, so I need to make good on my time. Now, I've got some stuff set up. These guys are going to have to heal, so I have the remaining divisions kind of going off and doing their own thing. Ryu's officers kind of suck, so they're going to take that castle. I'm going to have Shen's division go over, try to take Castle Estan, and then I'm going to have, as soon as he passes, I'm going to have Aris's trying to follow in behind to, you know, clean up the sloppy seconds, as it were, simply because I really don't want to risk Aris getting killed. Excuse me. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with this pause button. Like, I'm pressing it. I don't know if you can hear that. Can you hear it? Like, I'm talking right now, so I'm trying to keep the sound, but can you hear that going on in the background? I'm pressing the button, there's nothing happening. Like, I have to jam on the thing, which is unfortunate, but, you know, right now, there's only, you know, I can only do so much, unfortunately, which kind of sucks. Looks like this poor start button is seeing its final days, or otherwise I'm going to need to, I suppose, clean it? I'm not really sure. So yeah, pretty sure that any next playthroughs I do of Dragon Force / Dragon Force 2 are probably going to be done through emulation, so I can guarantee that the herc jerk is not going to happen. Oh, you have magical McDoodly-doos, fuckbag. Okay. So shit, I might as well throw Kuragane in there at least. Use her as just sort of like a meat shield. Besides Kuragane, I remember in previous playthroughs, Kuragane has been one of my stronger units. I think with Fondaria, I ended up using her back when I was still like, ooh, I can grind levels in caves and get cool shit! Before, you know, when I was a wide-eyed, bright youth that didn't care about, you know, my time. Oh, of like, how long ago was that? Jesus, was that like 2016? Oh my god, was that? Because this got released in like, what, 2016, 2015? Dear god, oh my god, I feel old now. Oh, that is unfortunate. Oh. Well, boss axe. Fuck it, we're gonna melee. Because why not? Her units are gonna get killed anyway. So at this point, open ranks, let my troops through. Let my troops go. We're gonna retreat you guys, just so that way you can... They're bad against ogres, they're okay against zombies. For reasons I can't begin to fathom. Let's go ahead and retreat real quick. We're just gonna have you standing by doing your thing right here. The cavalry are as expected, mowing through the ogres, but not so much against the zombies, which stands to reason. That's fine. Please kill your own troops. He used that big bad ability, and all he did was kill one of his troops. It shouldn't make me smile as much as it does, but it does bring a smile to my face. I'm a poser. I never watched any of the Marvel movies. I have no particular dislike of them. It's just sort of like a, yeah, okay, that's cool. It's like Star Wars, right? There are people who are really into into Star Wars and super fans, and that's fine because I'm a fan of Star Trek. I'm not one of those people. Marvel seems really cool. Seems like a lot of good popcorn fun. Seems like it's a really good thing for, you know, like fans to get into. It seems like it's a really, you know, rich okay? Seems like a really rich sort of like ecosystem, you know, for people to get into and shit like that. It's not my bag. Which is funny because I'm like ultra Batman fangirl. But, you know, it's also just like, you know, and like, no, I don't need to get that far into something. Like I've fallen down the WoW rabbit hole for years. I don't need to be a fangirl to anything else, man. My resources are limited, okay? Oh, I actually picked kind of right. Okay. Yay, me. Yay, brain. Okay, Mira, let's go. I think Mira's the one that during one of my save files, or even probably during this save file on a save that I actually couldn't go through for whatever. Because there were a couple of episodes where I had to restart the episode. I had to not delete the save file, but I didn't save. I just started to turn over. Not because of anybody defecting, but just because of the audio-visual issues that I've been having. And I'm pretty sure Mira defected once because she was like, I don't have enough to do, and then she just straight up dipped the fuck out. And I'm like, well, I mean, sure. Like, whatever you say, Cupcake. That's fine. Like, you do you, sweetie. We're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna melee because it's funny. You do have scary bits. And that is definitely a thing, a concern of mine. But I also have scary bits too, and that could murder most of my people, but I'm not going to do that. I want to, but I'm not going to do that. Mira seems super fucking powerful though, so that's a plus. I'm glad that I ended up recruiting her in a random castle that she was running to, because of course that's what she would be doing. Has it ever occurred to anybody, I suppose in Dragon Force and Dragon Force 2, where you search and you just find somebody like chilling in and around that castle there, and they're just so like, why is there just this random lieutenant just kind of just inside my castle wandering around? Buddy, you want a job? We can use able-bodied helpers. You look like you can, you know, be strategic management material. You want in? Okay, so I didn't even notice the troop count. Looks like my my stratagems have actually worked pretty decently. I am definitely going to have to rename one of my episodes because I called it penultimate. I was working under the assumption that that would be the second to last episode. It is definitely not the second to last episode. If anything, this might be the second to last episode because I'm not even sure this will actually be my last episode at this point. I doubt it. I would like it to be, but I doubt it because I still got a few castles to go through, and these battles can take quite a bit of time. But yeah, when there's no herky-jerk, game looks so fucking gorgeous. It looks glorious. Like, this looks so fucking good in 4K. I mean, realistically, there's no, like... there's a little bit of blur to it, I suppose. But for a game that was played in 240p, the fact that it can look so crisp is just... mwah, so good, man. Especially compared to the composite. I was like, oh wow, that actually looks so much cleaner. And somehow the FPS just looks faster on here, so I don't know if it was always like herky-jerky, like herk-jerkerific in previous episodes. I just know that it looks a lot smoother on the preview than perhaps it did prior. So maybe there has been an all-around improvement and I'm just dumb, which would stand to reason. That's fine. I admit my failings. Endure death we all must go, however briefly. Indeedy do. 9 minutes in. Okay. So we're not doing that bad so far. Wonderful. Astol was slain in battle. Ogres and ghosts. Oh my. Levy. I could throw her in there again, but I kind of don't want to. I kind of want to throw Giovanni in there because Giovanni's a pimp. Giovanni it is, because he has units that are at least decent against both. If not good against both. Because I think soldiers are good against ghosts or something? I don't know. Somebody's good against something somewhere, and so long as I don't see a big red friggin' X, I'm okay. But it's funny, playing this, all this has done is just made me really, really want to start my, my stupid little, like, pre-alpha proof of concept bullshit of a Dragon Force-like game I was trying to make fucking, like, 6 years ago. That was back in 2016. That I remember. Is the Herkajerk back? It better fucking not be. I will be quite displeased. / yes, please and thank you. Hell yeah, let's go. So once again, I don't really know if the okay, so I have ghosts. Chillin'. The soldiers suck against ghosts, but they're okay against ogres. The centaur are okay against ghosts and fantastic against ogres. Regroup, move up, move down. Never heard that one before. So we're gonna melee the centaurs. Because right now they need to... Oh, hey, how's it going? Sup? Thanks for giving me that nice line of people I can kill. Never mind. They are no longer a line of people because I waited too long. C'est la vie. Alright. Them's the berries, I suppose. The centaurs are, like, okay against the ghosts, but that's better than the I suck that the soldiers are, so we can do that, that's fine. I wonder what the algorithm is for the AI silencing generals. I wonder if they have to be considered a magic... Mr. Centaur, what the fuck you doing, buddy? Why are y'all up in a corner, shaking that ass? You don't need to be. Y'all are off, you know, doing your own shit. And it's kind of weird. Is there literally going to be just a single ghost chilling in a corner and I'm going to somehow lose as a result of that? That seems like something that would definitely happen in this game. I'm going to be real with you. Murder all the things, Mr. Centaur. Murder them. Murder them. Murder their undead faces. They don't have faces, they have holes where faces should be, but murder the holes where their faces should be, please. There you go. And if you could spend less than 6 seconds per shot, that would be fantastic. You are not wielding a musket. Wonderful. Alright, so Giovanni has at least routed the enemy, and it will make murdering Mr. Resting Bitch Face way easier, which is a plus. It's nonsense. It's really not, though. It's really not, though. Almost tempted to bring him back, just to finish the fucking deal. I'm gonna bring him back. Alright, Giovanni. I've been watching too much Halo stuff recently because I just want to be like, finish the fight. Oh, Jesus Christ. At least Halo 6 story is better than Halo 5's, but also, I don't understand literally anything that happened in the story. I watched, like, a playthrough of it, and I'm just like, wait, what? Why? Literally, Halo 6 is just Halo 6, we're sorry about Halo 5. It's basically spending the entire story literally trying to just retcon the entirety of Halo 5 out of existence by nullifying all of it, which I suppose is fine, but it is definitely... as far as the quick and dirty retcons can go, it's definitely dirty. It definitely poses some questions, and it doesn't really feel super fantastic how they handled literally any of it, because it's very blatantly obvious that they're like, oh shit, everybody hates this. Quick, we gotta fix all of this real quick. Now, granted, it's good that they're making changes and going and, you know, and trying to remove things that is incredibly unpopular from, you know, a fan perspective. I'm not really, like, a huge Halo fan. I don't play it, but I do follow at least the story campaigns because I find it kind of interesting, and I really like the cinematography. And, you know, bear in mind, Halo 1, the original Halo came out, like, what, 2000, 2002? Something like that? Incredibly, like, a lot of cinematography done for a 2002 game. I mean, I know that sounds kind of, you know, rich now, but a lot of people forget that back in the late 90s and early 2000s, there wasn't, you know... Video games was still a relatively new medium. The idea of a game being able to be cinematic was still kind of a, thank you, Giovanni, the idea of a game being cinematic at all was a relatively new concept because it required a really high production value, you know, and the way that the Halo games kind of had you playing out effectively what was an action movie, like with a decent enough plot to carry an action movie, you know, the fact that you could actually watch a playthrough of Halo, Halo 2, Halo 3, and it feels like an action movie that's an interactive action movie, and it's really cool, and it's got good characters, and it's got really good moments, etc., etc. You know, and I know this is heresy. I actually didn't mind Halo 4, the story-wise. I'm like, okay, it's going in a different direction, but I appreciate what they're trying to do. I appreciated it. I know that I can totally understand why there were those who would not appreciate it, but I could still, you know, I could appreciate what it was going for. Oh no. Hold up. Castle. Division. You are going to get your ass rocked, madam. Actually, no, you're not. You know what? Fuck it. No, no. The exact opposite of fuck it. Non-fuck it. Okay. So, Giovanni, so we got Annette. Pade. Edelvach. Galazart. Silsira. Who was the other one? Was it Annette? It's gotta be Annette, right? Because I literally just used Giovanni. So it's gotta be Annette. Okay. Deploy. Y'all go first. Division. Fauna. Redirect. Y'all can chill over here, please. They're gonna take that castle. Wonderful. Fantastic. I'm happy for you. Oh shit, that's right. I completely forgot about, I completely forgot about moving Avers. Whoopsies. You've done well to come so far, humans, but your path ends here. I mean, it literally has to. It's a fucking dead end. What are you talking about? Your path ends here, dumbass. That's how geography works. Oh, I have a really bad comp against this. Okay. Welp. Cordy it is, I suppose. Huh. Well, this is gonna get messy. But yeah, speaking of the Halo stuff, I was actually one of those heretics that actually kind of liked Halo 4's story. I don't know about the combat, like I said, I'm just going purely on the story. I'm like, it's going in a different direction. I can see that they're trying to quote-unquote expand the universe, and it feels, I imagine, a little bit fanficky because it does have a very different... It did have a very different tone than the first three. But generally speaking, I kind of liked it. I didn't mind it. And then Halo 5 happened, and I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, this is... And I get that they were... You know, they were trying to create like a new generation. They were kind of trying to get rid of all of the old players, which would have been fine if they were trying to integrate new ones, trying to phase out Master Chief, all that stuff. Okay, cool. I get you. You know, I got what you're. I got. You know, I picked up what you were putting down, but then they also had to. I mean, at straight up character. Like the thing is. I was kind of okay with Master Chief sort of going AWOL to try and find the spirit of Cortana, yada yada. Like, I don't necessarily think it was strictly out of character for him to do that, because he strikes me as the type of person that's just going to be like, he's a soldier, right? He follows orders, but there have been plenty of times within the first 3 games that he's just like, he's basically straight up been like, fuck their orders. This is a threat. I'm going to, you know, I am going to, not negate. What is the word? I can't think of it. Neutralize. He's like, fuck your orders. This is a threat. I'm neutralizing that threat. And he will tell people about it. He will respect the chain of command. But at the same time, if there's an imminent threat to mankind, he's just like, fuck that. I'm going to do what I need to do, and I'm going to make it work, sort of thing. You know? He's not afraid to make his own decisions. You know? So the idea of Master Chief potentially going AWOL, you know, to save his potentially rampant AI buddy and all that kind of stuff, isn't necessarily a bad idea, because if you look at Halos, you know, 2, 3, and kind of 4, from an outsider perspective, which is what Halo 5 was, you were looking at it from the perspective of Spartan 4s, you know, you could see that. Halos 2, 3, and 4 would have kind of looked the same, sort of, from an outside perspective if you didn't know what the hell Master Chief was doing and you just trusted and be like, okay, fine, you know, it's not a bad concept, and it's not even necessarily a bad concept that Cortana went completely apeshit crazy. It was just like they really didn't execute it very well, like at all. They didn't execute it well at all, mainly because they made it so clear that they were trying to retcon both Master Chief and Cortana out of existence. Like the idea that, you know, Halo 6 would have had to pit Master Chief against Cortana, somebody he literally was essentially going AWOL and directly, you know, directly going against his superiors, the people he's literally like fought his whole life to try and save, that he's kind of abandoning all of them to try and save her, and then she's just like, no, I'm actually crazy, sorry, fuck you. That would have been a really cool story to try and like, excuse me, gotta cough for a second. You know, that would have been a really cool story. I am fucked. All right, Isaac, let's go. Like you're gonna be tanking some hits, buddy. But it would have been a really cool story to try and work through the idea that Master Chief now has to fight Cortana. Master Chief has to maybe reason with her, maybe destroy her, whatever. The fact that he kind of has to, like, if Halo 6 had been about that story of him trying to track down Cortana and just try to like stop her, reason with her, you know, or just straight up just have to destroy her and be like, I'm really sorry, whatever. I don't want to spoil the Halo 6 story, but basically the story is not that. A lot of that, the resolution of Halo 5 story is like done in like cutscenes and shit, and you know, like non-interactable cutscenes. Well, it's interactable, but I mean, it's just like you're watching shit happen, and you know, you're just kind of like watching stuff happen, and you're not interacting with it because all it's like flashback sequences and stuff. And I'm just like, I mean, the story that's presented here is pretty cool, but also like, where's the real story? Like, you just hopped over all of the potential that could have been in Halo 5, and I get that it was unpopular, but if you're going to resolve it, if you're going to retcon it, at least do it not that way, like, at all, because it was kind of terrible, the way that they did it. Like, the resolution itself wasn't even necessarily bad. A lot of it kind of felt like, you know, it was 343 apologizing to the fans, being like, yeah, I'm really sorry, we thought we could do it on our own, yada yada yada, all that shit, whatever. Which I suppose is fine after a fact, but I really wish that we had been able to sort of, we as players, not me myself because I didn't play it, but that the player would have been able to sort of resolve it, or just literally see it in any way, shape, or form. It's the fact that everything is kind of done in like weird flashback format just doesn't feel satisfying at all. And it's sad because basically it basically wasted Cortana's character entirely, and that's kind of what pisses me off, is that she was actually a really cool character. Even Halo 5, when she went batshit insane, it just, you know, it was an interesting development of the character, and then their solution was just like, well, no, she's not, well, she's sort of crazy, but she's also not crazy, and now she's recognized the error of her ways, and it's just like, it wasn't really resolved in a super satisfying way, let's just put it that way. Okay, I don't want to kill Isaac. I gotta retreat, Isaac. Sorry, Isaac, you gotta go. Sorry, buddy. I get the feeling that this is actually going to be meaningless, because by the time I actually get Averis's group up there, I'm pretty sure whatever HP they lost and MP they lost will have been completely just absolved, essentially. He wasn't injured, right? He was not injured. Good. Wonderful. Okay. Now, how do I want to... Actually, you know what? I'm dumb. I'm not doing this right. At all. You know what? I actually am going to flee. I'm going to run them back to the castle, get them all scooter-doodled, and then I'm going to take the castle over one more time. Or try in any case. Maybe. Okay. Yeah, you go back to that castle, please. That would be wonderful. So yeah, long story short, really wish they had executed it a little bit better. It was a really good concept, but it really should have been more of a... Oh, how does words work? how does words work? How do words work? Me. But it's more of like a, good concept. The execution was a little bit iffy. It should have been more of a real-time, like, here's what happened. You know, you get a chance to play through it rather than just sort of like, I know you hate it, but here's more of the Halo story you really enjoy playing, and all of the stuff that happened in Halo 5, we're just going to tell you what happened in cutscenes, because we know you didn't like that. Like, I mean, whether I liked it or not is irrelevant. At least make it compelling, because it's not right now. This is not a compelling story. I'm very sorry to tell you. Like, you can't make somebody commit genocide. You can't walk that back, and that's gonna go to my whole... That's gonna turn into a WoW rant real quick. But, like, you can't walk back, you know, like, destroying a planet. You can't walk back destroying somebody's home, you know what I mean? Like, you can't walk back killing, like, billions of people and be like, well, actually, it was for the greater good. No, like, killing millions of people is definitely not for the greater good. Like, ever. And you're never going to be able to convince me that that is for the greater good, because you are fucking crazy, and I actually have a soul. Thank you. You know, you can say that they were super Machiavellian and they had, you know, that they were doing, you know, the ends justify the means, but that's why, you know, Thanos is a very compelling villain, but also remember, Thanos was the fucking villain. Like, you can't walk that back. You just can't. You know, if you could walk it back if, like, so, like, say, if, you know, the Cortana that was in Halo 5 was actually, like, a specific fragment of Cortana, and you found out in Halo 6 that the rest of Cortana, the good Cortana, that might be rampant, but isn't actually, like, batshit, you know, beyond cuckoo crazy bullshit, you know, is like, yo, so that part of me is actually batshit crazy, so here, let me help you stop that version of myself, because I don't want that version of myself to keep existing. Or even a good version of Cortana shows up and is just like, hey, look, I can't hang around for very long, so let me give you the last of my power, or the last of my energy, or give me, you know, make it very clear that there is a good fragment of Cortana fighting the bad fragment of Cortana, so that way, if you really want to walk it back and be like, sorry, we made an oopsie, we kind of made a fan-favorite character like a total genocidal maniac, you know, you can do the evil version, evil fracture. Oh god, this is another rant about WoW. Basically, there existed a storyline within Halo to where you could kind of walk that back. That version of Cortana was like a fragment, was corrupted, was whatever, with whatever the fuck. You know, you could walk that back. You could retcon that in a way that kind of sounds satisfying. You know, evil twin shenaniganry bullshit, right? World of Warcraft has literally tried doing this sort of like, you know, walking back different fragments, etc., and it is, you know, not at all satisfying at all, remotely, because again, you can't walk back genocide. You can't do it, man. You cannot walk back genocide. Unless you can very explicitly pin the genocide on something else, like something that is evil, that is explicitly evil. Everything else about this is explicitly not evil, sort of thing. Like, you really... Excuse me, bitch? Bitch, really? Really now? Okay. Okay, I see how it is. That's fine, I guess. Have I really been ranting about Halo for like a solid, like 15-20 minutes or something like that? I think I have, actually, and that's a little bit concerning, I suppose. I also was not fully expecting Fauna to have to fight a battle right now. That's fine. It's just one dude. Sure, go for it, Gahak. Have a blast, man. I have no idea how this is gonna work, like, at all. I have five lieutenants, so hopefully they can take him down. It's just one guy. I don't know how many I'm gonna have left at the end of it, but hopefully I got something. So yeah, I've been ranting about Halo story for like the last 20 minutes. And just the fact that it's a lot of, unfortunately, missed opportunities, and it makes me a sad panda. Sad pandas are definitely happening. Oh, okay. I'm actually in a pretty good spot right now. Okay, yeah, go for it, Gahak. Alright, thanks. Thanks, buddy. Literally had no idea that you had the capability to smash this man into pieces. This is my last resort. But then again, he also has the ability to absolutely decimate my people. So I suppose it's I guess it's even, because his magic can just, you know, wipe my army out completely. New. I mean, by all means, please use the ability that kills your own people as well as mine. That's pretty cool. I mean, it kind of sucks that I just lost a bunch of my units, but he also lost some of his. Maybe Deep Black just doesn't work on robots. I don't understand why. I would imagine they're completely susceptible to gravity as much as any other unit in the game. That's not a flying unit. I'm gonna be honest, I've given up trying to understand how the AI makes the decisions that it makes. Like, I have the ability to write better AI. I have no fucking clue how to program. That's why my little bullshit attempt at making a Dragon Force-alike game it ended up just not going anywhere farther, because as soon as I started programming menus, I was like, fuck this. I don't understand how to program AI at all. So I would probably have to learn how to program in order to be able to make something like that. And it sounds kind of silly that there's a part of me that still kind of wants to make something like that. I have no programming skill at all. And I don't really have the money to go take like a programming class, so... And yes, I know Google is free, but there's only really so much you can learn. No, that's not true. I mean, there are plenty of people who just kind of learn their shit on their own. It's just there's also a baseline you kind of gotta figure out from. And you can be a self-taught programmer, but I'm assuming there's also some issues of being self-taught, because there are certain things that you may not know exist until you see it from somebody else, and you're like, oh wait, you don't have to do that? Like, I remember hearing it was actually like a 60 Minutes interview of some dude whose name I don't remember at this point. He was a really famous pianist, right? But apparently he taught himself to play the piano as a child, which is really cool, child prodigy shit. He actually taught himself to play the piano without using his thumbs. Like, he didn't think he was supposed to use his thumbs, so he was literally playing piano with 8 fingers instead of 10. And yes, I know thumbs are technically not fingers, fuck off, you know what I'm saying. But he learned to play piano with basically a handicap of not using his thumbs. And it wasn't until he saw other people playing that he's like, wait a minute, you can do that? And they're like, you're supposed to do that. What do you mean you can? So he relearned to play the piano with his thumbs. Now all I can think of is that if I want to learn to program, I'm just like, will I use my thumbs though? I know that makes no sense. But hopefully you can kind of understand what the hell I'm talking about though, right? So Gahak just got like 6 levels for that. Baller. I know he didn't get 6, he got like 2. No, he actually got, he got like... He got a fair good chunk. Okay. What are we looking at? Homeboy is still almost dead. What about them? Yeah, Homeboy is also... That guy is still alive, but... Hold up. Okay, so that's definitely going to be the last... division. Okay. Dudes are going way harder than I thought they would. Okay, that's fair. That's fine and dandy and all that shit. I'm at 33 minutes. You know what? I'm at 33 minutes. Let me let this fight go through, and I'm probably going to have to... I'll probably call the episode after this. So, still not the penultimate. God damn it. Fair enough. So, I'm great against Chimera. Okay, so it looks like Bartz is going to be my de facto dude here. But yeah, I would like to learn how to program. I would like to learn literally any life skill that gets me out of retail at this point. Let me be honest with you. Because I'd love to be able to do something like this. A game like this, and this is not to overstate or understate just how difficult game developing is. I have no doubt that it is ridiculously difficult, because any kind of project is ridiculously difficult. I don't give a shit what that project is. It could be cleaning your fucking house. I don't care. Everything is difficult, Any major project is going to be incredibly difficult. But as far as like a game developer program, this, I know this is going to, people, but the idea that, of a game like this would actually be really mobile friendly, because it's not super complicated in terms of a lot of the RPG mechanics, and even in terms of a lot of the fighting mechanics. Like, as you can see, I'm just kind of doing my thing, you know what I mean? I could, in a mobile context, you could set this, and if you wanted, like, you can give commands and tell people to do things, and I'm sure in this day and age there's a more intuitive command system than using something like this. Having this menu command, there's definitely a more intuitive form and function of this. But, something like this would actually probably port over with some minor modern conveniences, would port over very, very well to the, fuck it, I'm just gonna deep black some shit. That also sounds like a really unfortunate euphemism. That this could port over really well to, like, a mobile game. Did it really not kill any one of his units? Are you fucking kidding me right now? Fuck off, game. Really? Oh, you can bite my candy ass for that. See, this is what I mean, that the game... you know what? I shouldn't. Because I adamantly cheat and, like, use stupid bullshit exploits. I really should not complain about the fact that this specific portion of the game is unbalanced against me. So you know what? I'm gonna bite my tongue, and I'm like, you know what, game? Fair play. You want to have cheap bullshit deep black? That's fine. Because I can basically beat you with a single ranged unit, because you're just not designed to be able to hit it ranged. Thank you, Bart. Thank you, Pookie. Okay. Who do I want to give free levels to? Let's use Bandars. I haven't used Bandars in a while. And I know his name is Bandars, but every single time I want to see him, my brain immediately goes Bandai Namco, and I'm like, no, that's wrong. That is incorrect, sir. So yeah, TLDR, I want to learn to program because I still want to make something like this because I think it would be really cool. And I honestly do believe that this game, like the Dragon Force and Dragon Force 2, are actually legitimately awesome games, and I think they would be awesome, sort of like starter RTS games, That RTS can be really, really intimidating, and especially like JRPG and JRPG strategy games can also be really intimidating because they tend to be very obtuse and very menu heavy, and there's a lot of troop charts and shit like that. Like, they can be very obtuse to learn. So I think, honestly, a game like this could be absolutely fantastic for just kind of getting somebody into a genre like this, or getting somebody into just strategy, And I know I keep saying mobile or not, but a game like this can be very easily sort of like second monitor game territory, where you can play this and kind of, again, I mean, like, literally, we're just watching it happen. I can't, there's no micro in this game. You just kind of sit back and watch the magic happen, so to speak, which is pretty cool. In all honesty, I like the fact that it can be kind of passive, where you give your commands and then you just kind of watch the game make its own decisions, sort of thing. In a vaguely cookie clicker-esque way. I like the fact that there's no micro, because, well, micro is fantastic for strategy, and real-time strategy specifically. It sort of takes the pressure off a little bit, where you just kind of, you let Jesus take the wheel, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Meanwhile, Homeboy is just tanking these guys like a champ, which sucks a little bit. But then again, he also started with, I think he started with 80 units? I don't know, but at this point, if he could just die or otherwise kill my units before the time runs out, that would be fantastic. I never thought I would be like, please kill my units faster so that way I can duel you, but that's where we are right now. Yeah, I don't think it's happening. That's unfortunate. But there was going to be more to that, and then I got distracted by whatever was in the background, that light formation thing, and I basically just said, but, like, okay, yes, buts do exist. They are a thing. Okay. You know what? I'm giving it to Bandars again. He did most of the work. He should get the finale of it, you know what I mean? Now, differences between Dragon Force 1 and Dragon Force 2. Do I like the fact that when you hit a duel, both people are still available? I'm not really sure. I mean, Dragon Force 1, Dragon Force 1, if you reached a draw, then that was it. Like, both units ended up getting taken out of the running, regardless of how good or how bad they were. So it really was a matter of, like, there was no rematches. If that person entered that match, either they won or they effectively lost, because a draw was considered a loss. And I think I might like that more because it doesn't allow for as cheesy strats as this. Because let's be real, this is kind of cheesy, right? Now, admittedly, if there was a draw and we lost this battle, then this army, this unit would still be out and about on the world, and I would have to fight him again. So, like, I don't know. Like, I don't kind of like the idea that the draw makes both people available to play. But at the same time, this feels turbo cheesy. Oh yes, I will be dueling you. Bandars, if you somehow lose this, then you legitimately deserve to die. There we go. That's better. That is the correct response. Eat this. Thank you, sir. Thank you, my pirate satyr-looking friend. Bandit man. Pow. Okay. I mean, clearly Nolt is my best bet, right? He is the hero we deserve, but not the one we need. So let's see if I can actually get Nolt to survive here. Wait, is this General Man? Is this Soldier Man, or is this Mage Man? Hopefully I can find out soon, because I actually kind of do need to pee. What do we got? Cool intro shot. Uh-huh. Okay, he's Soldier Man, so I don't have to worry about getting silenced. Wonderful. Initiate combat sequence. Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Alright. Initiate melee sequence. Beep boop, beep boop. Oh, hell yeah, it's gonna be double melee. Let's go. So robots are good against ghosts and okay against ogres. Centaurs are okay against ghosts and great against ogres. So we got ourselves a good old-fashioned fisticuffs fight going on right here. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Soldier Man. Look at that. Also, look at the game isn't quite chugging yet, but it seems like it wants to. Look at me just like, I keep wanting to say swath. That's not, you want to do something like a swath. You know, just converging on this army and just wiping it out. Look at that. That feels so satisfying. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably why they give you free range of the camera, so you can watch when shit like that happens. For better or for worse. Alright. Now we get to sit back and relax. How are y'all doing today? You doing okay? You doing good? Having a grand old time out there in TV land? Oh, get that stretch going. Work those muscles that haven't been used. Oh, God, my shoulders are weak. Pitiful little creatures. I need to exercise more, but exercise is, I mean, literally necessary for my continued survival after a point, right? But also, like, I'm lazy, and do I really want to survive that much? You knew too? But I didn't know that was a thing. I mean, well, I'm definitely not taking him down, but he's definitely going to be the one taking him down. Because they are definitely rematching some shit. You know what would be a cool workaround is if there was a draw function where they both become available to fight again, but they would just immediately start the fight over again. You know, so we would go back to the main screen and be like, rematch, yes, no. So if you rematch, you immediately fight the same person over again. But if you don't rematch, then you lose, maybe? I mean, but then again, what would be... Or maybe you both lose. I don't know. I'd have to think about that more. But the idea that there is a halfway point between they both get kicked out and they're both available without restriction. Because it seems like I said, it seems just too easily abusable. You know what I mean? I mean, as it stands, you know, Bull Noil Man, your army is invisible. Yeah, I can imagine. Okay, order all. Melee. Please initiate melee sequence. Beep boop. It's really fun having a simple robot voice. That sounds very, very funny. Beep boop. Beep boop. 10010. I also have no idea what that's in binary. I hope I didn't just like type out fuck in binary or something like that. I would assume that would be a much longer sequence of binary, but also I'm a nublet. I have no idea. So let's see how many of these. Oh, excuse me, can land a hit on him. I actually love this battle music. It's so good, man. It is sufficiently... So, I've been playing Beyond Oasis / The Story of Thor a lot the past week or so, and there's something to be said for having music that is ominous or sort of cinematic, but still making it sound, oh wow, yeah, he got smacked. He got stomped. Thank you, Nold. You were the hero we definitely need and probably deserve. But there's something to be said for having music that is sort of cinematic and, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to sound like a quote-unquote a song to make it sound good. This, like, I've ragged on this game's music some, but after playing The Story of Thor some, I'm like, you know, this music is actually really good. It gives a good story to it, you know what I mean? There's a good progression in the game's music to kind of let you, like, it tells you what's going on. The Story of Thor's music, it's really good. Like, I can tell what they're trying to do. It is suitably, like, cinematic. It's just, it sounds really off-key. Like, just something about it, it doesn't seem to hit the right notes where it's, like, my brain says, oh yeah, this is melodic, oh yeah, this is a good tune. It's just, something about it, like, something about it just doesn't sound right in my brain. Somehow it just doesn't sound off. It sounds like whoever wrote it had a music degree, but was also tone deaf. Does that make sense? I mean, no, this is a really good way to farm experience, incidentally. I mean, I'm not going to do it because fuck that, but this would be a really good way to farm experience if I wanted to. So, he got to level 10. What did he get? Tidal Wave, Baller. Didn't use him. Didn't use him. Cool, he got Dagger Wave. Still has a charge rate of 10 and intelligence of 8, so that's probably not happening. He also has Silence. Lol. That's great, actually. What is a Middle Thief? What is a middle... Okay, whatever. Either way, I'm definitely going to call it for here. I'm actually going to go ahead and pop a save because I don't know if I'm going to have the ability to keep recording today. So let me go ahead and get that save going just to be on the safe side. And, but either way, if y'all like what you saw, you know, feel free to leave a like. If you want to see more, absolutely feel free to subscribe. And I will see y'all next time. Peace out.